Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Krasi and this video will be about month of August, starting from 3rd of August. This is exactly the place where we stopped last month when I was describing for you month of July. So we'll be looking at the month day by day, which activities is advisable to perform or not in order to be on the safe side, whether the day is appropriate for new beginnings, for surgeries, for medical interventions, for beauty procedures, for travel, for businesses, and so. So this is what I usually do from the perspective of the ancient Babylonian astrology, which astrology, as you know, is depicting the real placement of the stars and the planets on the sky, and also their heliacal phases. We look at the aspects now related to the moon, and we of course apply the lunar calendar to this. I also look at the lunar days and the planetary divinities, the planetary spirits which are ruling every day, so that we can establish better connection with them. For example, when you know that Friday is ruled by Venus, you know that on this day you have the blessing of Venus for certain Venus-like activities. And I usually advise that you, when you wake up in the morning, especially when the sun rises, you look at, you face east, you face the sun, you connect with this great solar energy, and then you also connect with the planetary spirit which is ruling the day. So you will be in harmony with the nature, you will be improving the relationships with planets, and you will have better aspects of the same planets in your horoscope, which is so important for our lives. Just recently I heard a story of a Japanese person, how depressed and sick he was until he started welcoming the sun. And after a certain time period of welcoming the sun, the person, I'm sorry I cannot quote the name, I just heard the story. So after a certain period of welcoming the sun, this person changed totally. He became positive, he became more totally different person in a very positive way, after being depressed and lonely and mentally upset. So this is just to tell you how important it is to connect with the planets, to connect with the sun, and so. So, saying this, one more note to make. Now everyone already for 2, 3, 4 years speaks about this Lion's Gate. Please don't fall in this. I truly believe this is deception, and I believe when you hear such, you know how to say it, such sound names which are supposed to attract your attention, avoid, don't believe in this. When there is lack of knowledge, people tend to apply such terms in order to compensate. I'm telling you, every full moon, every first appearance of the moon are very prominent. These are strong energies, powerful energies. Of course, you can use them for many purposes in your life, and you can have Lion's Gate, you can have Taurus Gate. I'm telling you, don't fall in this deception, which is a result of a lack of knowledge. I hear this every year, and I find it very annoying because it is taking more and more from the space which is supposed to be replaced by true knowledge. So this is just a small note I felt like making. Of course, the first lunar crescent is appearing in Leo, which is which is brilliant. The first appearance of the lunar crescent is taking place on the 6th of August, in around the 16 degrees of Leo. These are the degrees of the star Zosma, which is a star of astrology. This is a star of, you know, this is a star of esoteric knowledge. At the moment of the appearance of the moon, you will have Venus in Leo. You can take a look at my previous video. It was exactly on Venus in Leo, Mercury, and then the moon will have a applying aspect to Mars. So applying aspect to Mars, this is emphasis on this very fiery energy for the month of August, which would say that the month of August will be fiery, very, very passionate, possibly with some conflicts, disputes, because Mars is also square. The moon applies to Mars in a square. Actually, this is very complex energy. You have Uranus in Taurus, Mars. Let me share my screen with you. This will maybe illustrate my words better in a second. Okay, so now look, this is the moon in the 16 degrees of Leo, and the moon receives aspect C from Uranus, Mars, Jupiter. They form square, and in opposition you have Saturn. So we have very tense D square, which will be valid for the month of August until end of August. How to read this square? Now you see, always we need to be careful when there is a square between Mars and Saturn, the two malefic planets, and now Uranus is putting like more fuel in this situation, and this is aspect of tension for sure. But however, we should remember what the ancients say: when there is benevolent planet watching, the evil will be destroyed. So we have Jupiter and Venus participating in this aspect. You say, who is more powerful? I know Saturn is the most powerful planet in this situation because he's in Aquarius. So he's the one who will like impose regulations. He's the one who impose structure and discipline. And you see, Mars is fallen. Jupiter is not powerful enough in Taurus. Venus is actually quite powerful in Leo, and I've been saying this many times. She is like exalted. I say like exalted, not exalted, but she's like exalted in Leo for many reasons. And now Saturn, Mars. Yes, there is aspect of tension, including Uranus, but Jupiter and Venus are softening the situation. Yes, I see conflicts, possible activation of the warlike, of the war theater, like they anyway say, but there will be something which will be softening. So my hope is that this will not go too extreme. In addition, Saturn Jupiter square temporarily may lead to, not very temporarily, because Jupiter will be in Taurus for like 1 year and Saturn is for another year and a half in Aquarius. This may destroy a little bit this balloon which we have in the business of in the real estate properties, and also Mars and Venus in this particular situation. This will bring enormous market, like further, how you say it, yes, this is how you, excuse me for the word that I was searching is volatility, because you can see we have retrograde Mercury with Venus squared by Mars and Uranus and Jupiter. So these are very volatile markets, especially when we know that Mercury is related to trading. So anyway, this is for the month of August. This picture is certainly not valid forever, but month of August with this T-square will be quite intense. You remember I told you the story of the horoscope of Jesus Christ, when the Master Being Sadhguru said that the most powerful aspect in the horoscopes is the square, and we have T-square. I hope this does not bring extreme war-like situation, and I really rely on the two benevolent planets, Jupiter and Venus, but of course extremes in people's emotions, which always have impact on markets, because markets change as a result of our emotional reactions. So certainly in private sense, in our romantic lives, in our relationships, we need to be more diplomatic, more careful, because this particular placement of Jupiter and Venus also would produce very extreme emotional energies in our personal lives. Now, so you see this T-square. Of course, I mentioned finances, volatility of the markets. Of course, you see this is taking place. Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, they are in the most powerful and for finances sign, which is Taurus. This axis of Taurus Scorpio is called axis of money. So we need to be very careful for the month of July, how you invest, how you deal with your finances and so. So saying this briefly, I will start with the 3rd of August, and then of course we will look at all the dates of month of August. So ladies and gentlemen, these 3 dates, 3rd, 4th, 5th, we have the 3 days of invisible moon, the 3 days of the lunar invisibility, which actually are always days where we need to be a little bit more careful. I mentioned this when I was completing my analysis for the month of July, and always remember, when you see, when you know that the moon will be hidden in the rays of the sun for the 3 days, these are days to be careful, and the ancients knew that. And I remember one situation when long ago, my astrology teacher is calling me and he's telling me, Krasi, check where is the moon. And I said, why? And he says, I see so many accidents on the road. The moon should be badly placed. And at that time I checked, and the moon was invisible. And then I told him the moon is invisible. He said, oh, this explains everything. So there were many accidents, and the moon, I think, was aspected by Mars by square, and we will be having the same situation. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th of August, be careful how you drive. Be careful how you drive. Be careful. This is not the time for taking risks. You can do agriculture. You can do your routine activities. Certainly, we don't need to just resign and do nothing, but we need to be more careful to stay away from conflicts, because you see, we have this giant T-square, and the moon participates in this T-square, especially on the 5th and then also on the 6th. So let's start from the 6th of August, which would be Tuesday, and this is the appearance of the first lunar crescent, like I told you, in the vicinity of Venus, Mercury. This actually, the moon appears in Leo, sign of great power, sign of enlightenment, the sign of the sun. This is the sign of the royal power, because you have the star Regulus in Leo. And let's not forget, the moon receives opposition from Saturn. So this means that we will be delayed. We will have some obstacles if we do new beginnings. So we have to be very careful which activities we undertake on this day. I never discuss so much, because I'm certainly not concerned when Mercury is turning retrograde, but also on this date, with the appearance of the moon, Mercury is turning retrograde. I think this is highly overrated, Mercury retrograde, because he's so often retrograde. So I really do not give so much attention on this, except for the cases when he becomes retrograde, when at the moment of the appearance of the moon, then this is important. Like I told you, this will be important for the markets, for trade, delays, volatility. So be careful how you invest. So also for traveling, for communication, be a little bit careful. Now, this day, which is this is Tuesday, ruled by Mars. Again, like I told you, you welcome the sun when the sun rises. You look at east. You know Mars is ruling the day. You imagine the red aura around you, the aura of Mars, and you can wear, let's say, a red garnet on this day. But this is a day to be a little bit more careful for just everyone. Like just do your routine. Be careful with. You know, in your routine environment, diplomatic with people that share your routine environment, and so. And now let's look at 7th of August, which is Wednesday. This is the second lunar day of Babylonian Abu. And the moon is still in Leo. It's almost the same situation. We need to be careful. Because of this T-square and the moon participates, so be careful how you travel, be careful just how you negotiate with people. Just do your routine in a very balanced way. Good for agriculture, planting, but not good really for new beginnings. This is Wednesday, day of knowledge. Great to study, great to do to study, to do research, to study astrology because of Leo. Leo, the sign of enlightenment. This is Wednesday, you welcome the sun, you face east early in the morning when the sun is rising. You imagine yellow, greenish aura around yourselves, and you can wear, let's say, emerald. So now let's look at the next day, which is 8th of August, which will be Thursday. This is the third lunar day. Here, the moon is in the very first degrees of Virgo, another powerful point. This is called tropical degree because there you have the degrees of the vernal equinox for the northern hemisphere, or the it would be the autumn equinox for the south hemisphere. So in both cases, important tropical point, very powerful moon for knowledge. Here already, let's say in terms of education, knowledge, you can do some new beginnings, but because the moon is with Ketu, this moon is very applicable for good spiritual work, studying, teaching others. You will have very good results on that. This is Thursday, day of Jupiter. You welcome the sun. You know, Jupiter is ruling the day. You can face east. You imagine the aura around yourself is yellowish, and you can wear citrine on this day. On this day, safer to travel. New beginnings? No, because you see, the planets which are so responsible for finances, Venus and Jupiter, are both afflicted by Saturn. So we can really have good results if we are very, very disciplined, very, very structured, like do additional efforts. It will be difficult. If you want to do new beginnings, you have to prepare yourself to be disciplined and careful and diplomatic like a soldier in order to have good results. If this is for my business, I would rather take dates which will cost me less efforts. So this is about the Thursday. Medical interventions, I wouldn't do, but if you have to, let them be non-invasive. Beauty procedures, not. Negotiations, you may. These days, not so troublesome. Travel, you may. Now let's look at 9th of August, which is Friday, 4th lunar day, always a little bit critical lunar day, but critical, not so much maybe, but powerful, I would say, because on this day, you know, they would be crowning the king. Potent, powerful lunar day. Really a good energy to travel, to study. Maybe you can, this is Friday, Maybe you can negotiate carefully medical interventions, non-invasive new beginnings. Again, no, I told you why. Travel, you may. This is Friday, day of Venus. You welcome the sun. You face east in the morning. You know Venus is ruling the first hour of the day. You can imagine the aura around you is light, white, pink, and you can wear pink quartz. And now let's look at Saturday, 10th of August. This is fifth lunar day. Trine with Mars, sextile with the Sun. This day is fine for some new beginnings related to knowledge, to study, new school, new class, anything related to education, teaching others. Great day for knowledge, for medication, spiritual practices, for healing. You can start healing on yourself, on others. Medical interventions, if they're not invasive. Always when the moon is waxing, we are careful with medical interventions. Saturday, day of Saturn. You welcome the sun. You imagine the aura around yourself is let's say amethyst color, and you can wear amethyst. You know, this is Saturn day. We need to be more disciplined always on the Saturday. And now we have Sunday, which is 11th of August. This is 6th lunar day. The moon is in degrees which are actually called comfort. These degrees are fine even for some beauty procedure, design, creating beauty, talented work, arranging your paperwork, doing administrative work, doing design work, like this. Venus makes very good aspects. Venus and Mercury make very good aspect to the moon, and the moon is in very good degrees for these activities. Medical interventions, yes, if not invasive. New beginnings, well, if they don't involve expectation for good high finances, if they are related to design, to study, then you can do new beginnings. This is Sunday, day of the sun. You welcome the sun. You know, the sun is ruling the day, and you can imagine his healing aura on you. Stay about 15 minutes to heal yourself, and then you imagine this aura, red, orange of the sun, and you can wear ruby. And we have Monday, 12th of August, 7th lunar day. This day is really critical. Be a little bit more careful. The day is powerful. Every activity that you do, let's say design work or talented work, beauty, exact type of knowledge work would be mathematics, would be architecture. Like this, they can really be with your activities. You can be rewarded because of this very powerful degree of the star from the constellation of the Northern Crown. So quite powerful degree. You can. This is Monday. You welcome the sun when the sun is rising. You know, the moon is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is greenish, and you can wear pearl. On this day you can travel too. Now we have last degrees of Libra degrees on Tuesday, 13th of August, 8th lunar day. These are degrees of the stars, again associated to these activities which make you like you will be rewarded for your activities. Let's say you do design work, talented work, you will have good results. Beauty work, whether this day is good for beauty procedures, Venus is receiving aspect from Saturn, so probably not. Probably not. But non-invasive medical surgeries, healing, design work, teaching others, and so you can travel on this day. This is 13th of August, Tuesday. You welcome the sun. You know Mars is ruling the day. You imagine red aura around yourselves, and you can wear a red garnet or red coral or carnelian. Now you have 14th of August, which is Wednesday, 9th lunar day. The moon passes through these degrees, which are very hermetic. This is the head, the crown of Scorpio, of the celestial Scorpion. And the moon now is forming cross. You can imagine how the moon makes. I can share screen to show you immediately. You can see. You see, the moon receives opposition from Mars, square from Saturn, and square from Venus and Mercury. So this is a giant cross. Oh, this is day of tension. This day, can be more critical also for these events which are happening to the world, because the moon on the 14th of August and on the 15th of August is activating the degrees of the first appearance of Mars, which was back in, when was this? In May. Which degrees are certainly not peace-like degrees. So these days are critical for the world, can bring more aggression, more theater on the war scene. They like to show us this theater, so much. So this is a possibility. Again, I rely this not to be very extreme, because Venus is participating, Jupiter is participating. On this day, we have exact conjunction between Jupiter and Mars. This is conjunction of power, very powerful. This can be beautiful conjunction, but in this case, we have the square from Saturn. So this will be day of tension. I hope doesn't go too extreme. 14th of August, Wednesday. Day of Mercury. I like that it's day of Mercury, because Mercury is not Mars. So we can welcome the sun. Mercury is ruling the day. You imagine greenish aura. You can wear emerald, and on this day be a little bit more careful. Careful when you travel. Careful when you any activities. Just be also careful in your romantic life with partners. Not good to negotiate. No new beginnings, no medical interventions. This is this day and the next day, which is the 15th, which will be already Thursday, when the moon is conjoined very intense stars in Scorpio, and is approaching Shaula, the Scorpionus, the peak, the poisonous end of the tail of Scorpio. And the moon makes exact square to Saturn, opposition to Mars, very intense. This is 14th, 15th. This can be valid also for the 16th. These are days really to be careful, very careful. What to tell you? Just be in harmony with nature, with the planets, welcome the sun. Jupiter is ruling the day. On the 15th, and then imagine yellowish aura, wear citrine on this day. And then we have the Friday, which is the 16th of August, 11th lunar day. Now this day is a little bit more harmonious, but the previous day wasn't harmonious. New beginnings in certain areas of teaching, education, yoga, if you do spiritual activities, very good. Medical interventions you may do, if not invasive. Again, moon is waxing, very powerful moon. This is 16th of August, day of Venus. You welcome the sun. Venus is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is pink, and you can wear tourmaline, let's say. Now we have 17th of August, Saturday, day of Saturn. You welcome the sun. Saturn is ruling the day where we can apply more discipline, knowing that we do it for Saturn. Then we'll be in good relationship with Saturn. So you welcome the sun. You imagine amethyst aura, and you can wear amethyst on this day. Here the moon is in exact good trine with Venus. This is very good. Sextile with Saturn. This day is more productive for your work, for your studies, for your everyday activities. This day is not so intense, but the previous days were. Medical interventions, if not invasive, you can do, but still be a little bit. The month is a bit more intense than July, for example. And now we have Sunday, 18th of August, 13th lunar day. We are approaching the full moon. Not yet there, but approaching. The moon passes through Pleiad. Oh no, sorry, this is not. Passes through the degrees which are There is one constellation called the Altar, very esoteric. You can use these degrees to enhance your intuition, to do spiritual practices for protection, let's say. You can use this day for work, which would be very administrative, very structured, work with gemstones, why not? This day is good to enhance your intuition because of the degrees of Altair. This day the moon will pass through Altair. This is the sun day, day of the sun. You welcome the sun, and the sun, you imagine the aura of the sun around you, the healing aura of the sun, and you can wear ruby on this day. Very, very powerful day. You can travel, you can do many things. New beginnings, I told you. Why this month I wouldn't recommend so much. And then we have 19th of August, which is Monday. Again, the moon is in degrees where it's better to do spiritual activities, to spend time in the nature, to arrange your administration, let's say, to... This is Monday, day of the moon. You welcome the sun. You know the moon is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is greenish, and you can wear Larimar, for example. This day is not appropriate for medical interventions, but you can travel, do your routine, especially administrative work. Yeah. And now finally we have the full moon day. This is 20th of August, Tuesday. And I told you, I think this is what they call Lion's Gate. Don't fall in this, please. This is just a full moon. Yes, the sun is in the 3rd degree of Leo with Mercury, retrograde Mercury, and Venus is in the 23rd degree. Let me show you. So look, this is the moon in the 3rd degree of Aquarius with Saturn, and this is the sun with in the 3rd degree Leo with Venus. You see this opposition. When Saturn makes opposition to Venus, I tell you, this is not drama, but this is a little bit suppressing our already, like, this is we can say dry emotions. Like people become suppress more their emotions, or this always is related to is about more expenditures and costs. We would have more costs. We would, when people have this aspect in their horoscopes, usually they experience challenges in their love lives, you know. So this is powerful full moon. Like every full moon is powerful, especially powerful when the moon is apogee, means the moon comes very close to Earth, and it can be any portal, but more important is where is the moon, to tell you honestly. So, well, this is quite interesting simply because of the reactivation of the T-square, because you see Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, square Venus, Mercury, Sun, square Moon, Saturn. So this is just the reactivation of this T-square, which is intense, which can intensify the conflicting situation. Make sure that you become very balanced, because this theater of the war like situation is about lack of balance and harmony, which they want to do so that they can upgrade the matrix and the social system. We should not fall in this trap, you know. Of course, make sure that you're very balanced, that you're not afraid of anything, because we are very powerful, and we can create beautiful, harmonious reality in one with nature. And remember, yes, this is intense and tense, but when good, benevolent planets like Jupiter and Venus participate, the evil will be denied, will be destroyed. And Venus is what? To love, to influence this aspect with love. Jupiter is, you know, peace. Jupiter is benevolent. Jupiter is morals. So this is how we influence this, and we should not be afraid. If we all agree to be brave, to be in harmony with each other, nothing of this can affect us. Doesn't matter how much they want to play the theater of war and so. So this is about 20th of August, Tuesday. Tuesday, day of Mars, you welcome the sun. Mars is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourselves to be, red, very healthy, to give you good energy, to be active, and you can wear a ruby. And now we have 21st of August, 16th lunar day, Wednesday, day of Mercury, day of knowledge. Still the moon is in Aquarius, still the moon is with Saturn, so similar situation like on the 20th of August. This is 21st of August, Wednesday. So you welcome the sun, Mercury is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is greenish, and you can wear emerald. And this is the same, is valid for this day. Be very harmonious, be very balanced. No medical interventions on these 2 days, of course, and you will be well. And now the moon is waning. The moon is in Pisces with Rahu, with Neptune. Well, if you have to do medical interventions and you waited so long, you may do, but still when the moon is with Neptune and Rahu, this is quite intense, so better try to do interventions which are not very intense. This is 22nd of August, Thursday, but still I like the fact that the moon has no affliction, so you can do medical interventions. You can on this day do spiritual work, help others, meditate, it's good for healing, for learning, start to connect with nature. This is Thursday, day of Jupiter. Welcome the sun. You imagine Jupiter is ruling the day, and you can wear citrine. You can travel on this day. You have 23rd of August, which is Friday, and now the moon is also in benevolent degrees. You can do medical interventions, you can do spiritual work, no new beginnings. I wish I could say August is perfect for new beginnings, but I will tell you again, let's say you want to establish new business, you want to start company. How can you do that? What kind of success you can expect when Venus is afflicted, and she can generate costs, lots of costs, and afflicted by Mars, when the markets on this day will be so volatile, ups and downs, impossible to predict. So that's why I cannot really say. If this is for myself, I would wait. So this is 23rd of August, Friday, good for to maintain your routine, spiritual work, medical interventions, yes. You welcome the sun, Venus is ruling the day. You imagine the aura around yourself is pink, and you can wear pink quartz. And now the moon on the 24th of August, Saturday, 19th lunar day, the moon is in the first degrees of Aries, benevolent degrees, by the way, very decent, very these are called white, brave degrees. Use these degrees to influence your courage. These are good degrees also for medical interventions, travel. You can travel. You can do a lot. New beginnings. No. Travel, negotiations, masculine work. Let's say maintain your house, or sports. This would be really very good. 24th of August, Saturday, you welcome the sun. Imagine Saturn in amethyst aura around yourself, and you can wear blue sapphire. And now 25th of August, Sunday, Now the day is good to travel. Medical interventions, yes. Masculine work, sports, very good. You can, this is Sunday, you can welcome the sun. You know, the sun is ruling the day. Heal yourself. Imagine this healing aura of the sun around yourself. Wear a ruby. And now we have 26th of August, which is Monday. The moon is passing through Algol. Degrees, well, you know, which are can be malefic but can also be benevolent financially. On this day, better don't do medical intervention because you can have unexpected results. Maintain your finances and business. The day is not so appropriate for investing because Venus is entering Virgo on this day, and Venus in Virgo is not very, very productive. But when it comes to land, when it comes to knowledge, she can be productive. Land means real estate property. When it comes to knowledge, she also can be very, very productive. Medical interventions, no, this is Monday, the day of the moon. You welcome the sun, you know the moon is ruling the day, and you can imagine the aura around yourself to be greenish, and you can wear Larimar. And now we have 27th of August, which is Tuesday. They also to be careful. This is this giant T-square because now the sun is in Leo, and Jupiter, Mars, Moon are making square to the sun, and Saturn is also participating in this T-square, and the sun is in a very powerful phase which is called a chronicle rise. This is not a bad phase for Saturn, but is very powerful. Saturn becomes even stronger. So if we want to be successful, we need to be very connected to nature, very disciplined in everything we undertake. The day is not good for new beginnings, not good for medical interventions, and be a little bit careful when you travel. And this is Tuesday, day of Mars. You welcome the sun. You know Mars is ruling the day. You imagine a red aura around yourself, and you can wear a ruby. So this is 27th of August, 22nd lunar day. And now the moon passes through many stars of Taurus with Mars. Well, with Jupiter, and this square from Saturn is still very much valid. So what to tell you, these degrees are, the moon applies to Mars, so we need to be careful. Not very good for medical interventions. Be careful when you travel, when you negotiate, stay away from conflicts. Not good for beauty procedures, for investments. This is 28th of August, Wednesday, 23rd lunar day. This is Wednesday, day of Mercury. You welcome the sun. Mercury is ruling the day. You imagine the green aura around yourself, and you can wear green aventurine for a difference. And now you have 29th of August, which is Thursday, and you imagine this, this is Thursday, day of Jupiter. You imagine when you welcome the sun, the Jupiterian yellowish aura around yourself, and you can wear amethyst. This day is a little bit more benevolent. You can do medical intervention, you can travel, this is a day when we can complete things, get rid of bad habits, start regime, for example. A good day for knowledge, for trade, for communication, for travel. The day is Thursday. You imagine the aura around yourself is, when you welcome the sun, the aura is yellowish, and you can wear citrine because this is a day of Jupiter. And now we have 30th of... one second to see. This is 30th of August, and this is Friday. Sorry. Day of Venus, and again the moon is in such position that you can use the day to complete things, to complete deals, cases, whatever it is, to let's say to use the day to get rid of some bad habits, to to travel, to negotiate. You can make medical surgeries, medical interventions, communicate, travel, do trade, but no new beginnings, complete stuff. This is 30th of August, which is Friday, day of Venus. You welcome the sun. You know, Venus is ruling the day. You imagine the aura of Venus, pink aura Venus, and you can wear tourmaline. You can do a lot on this day. And now we have Saturday, 31st of August, 27th Abu, 27th lunar day. You can do some medical interventions, you can travel, you can do spiritual practices, you can negotiate medical interventions you may do. This is Saturday, day of Saturn. You welcome the sun. You know, Saturn is ruling the day, and you can imagine the Saturn in amethyst all around yourself, and you can wear amethyst. And now this is also day good to complete things, to get rid of bad habits. And now we have 1st of August, Sunday. You can travel, you can do a lot, spiritual practices, medical interventions, you can do spiritual work. This is Sunday, day of the sun. You imagine the aura around yourself is, when you welcome the sun, is aura of the sun, to heal you, to give you courage, to give you positivity, motivation to live, to be happy. And you can wear a ruby or red garnet. This is a day where also Mercury becomes visible with the moon. Very good for knowledge, for study. Beautiful day. Don't forget, 1st of August, start new education, start new study. Brilliant. And now, 2nd of September, Monday, 28th lunar day, the moon already approaches the sun. On this day, day for astrology, very courageous day, but be careful with discipline, with courage, approach everything. Not good for new beginnings, but very good for enlightenment, to study, to teach others. Medical interventions you may do. This is already Monday, day of the moon. You welcome the sun, you know the moon is ruling the day. You imagine the greenish aura around yourself, and you can wear Larimar. And now we have already the 3 days of lunar invisibility. 3rd September, 4th September. And on the 5th of September, the moon appears with Venus in Virgo, with Ketu, again squared by Mars, who is exactly in the degrees related to, to trade, the star Menkalinan, the star of trade. But the moon is separating from Mars. This is a better month. So don't worry so much. Just remember to be very balanced. If you allow fears, like when we are afraid now, we are so connected to each other that we are betraying the collective. Emotions of fear will be felt by the others, and it is so contagious. We need to be very careful, because this is what the Matrix want. They want us to be afraid, because this is how they can suppress and rule us. And if we create reality of joy, we become so powerful that they even cannot control us, cannot convey their message of deception. So I hope this was useful, ladies and gentlemen. You can see my contacts under my videos, under each of my videos, where you can see how to connect with me in case you want me to read your horoscope, or to see my talismans, or all other things, or my school of astrology. So thank you for your attention, and see you very soon.